Hello my friends, Becky here, back with, you've guessed it, another yoga flow. This time I'm at my parents' place on the south coast and also in the UK. It's beautiful being by the seaside. I did try filming this class outside this morning, but it was too sunny for my camera to cope with, so we're refilming indoors. It's gonna be a nice, pretty chilled, slow-paced vinyasa class. You don't need any props for this practice, just yourself and your mat. And when you're ready to begin, come and join me in Sukhasana, easy, cross-legged seat or taking heel-to-heel alignment. That's just my preference. You can cross at the ankles or shins. Place your hands, palms face down on your knees. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Side out your mouth. And just begin to take some shoulder rolls. You can reopen your eyes if you like or keep them closed. I always like to encourage my students to have their eyes closed throughout their yoga practice, if that feels good. Just get any wiggles out. And then keeping your hands, palms face down on the knees, we'll find Sufi grind. So taking big circles of the torso. Breathing in as you come forward and breathing out as you rock back. So you're making big circles of the torso and rocking back on the sitting bones, rounding through the spine as you go back. Making these circles as big or small as you like. And reverse the direction. All right, you're just going to begin to slowly make the circles a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. So you're just making this little spiral as you eventually return to sitting upright, long spine. All right. From here, let's take a nice side bend over to one side. Doesn't matter which side you take first. Rotating your chest up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in, as though you could send your breath directly to the intercostal muscles in between your ribs, opening up through the side of the body, finding that lateral flexion of the spine. And then switch the sides. Taking one more deep breath, using that breath to expand through the ribs, and then back up through center. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Trying to glide that right shoulder blade down the back. Finding a slight pull in of belly button towards spine. So a little bit of core engagement, keeping us nice and stable, finding the twist in the upper back. On your next breath in, return to center, lift arms, and then exhale, twist the other way. Next time you breathe in, release, unwind, and then exhale, make your way onto tabletop, hands and knees, spread fingers wide. Let's find 3 rounds of cat-cow. And when you've completed your 3rd round, return to a neutral spine, come up onto your fingertips and then step forward to the top of your mat, finding forward fold, bending the knees, catching hold of opposite elbows, find a little sway side to side. Let's find another twist from here. Plant your left fingertips down directly under your face. Bend deeply into the left knee, right leg is straightening. You can take your right hand to your right hip as you begin to twist from your upper spine to the right. We're trying to keep our hips neutral. I always find that the right hip wants to come with the twist. Try not to let that happen. And then reaching the right arm up. So taking that right hand to the right hip, that can really help a little bit with your proprioception and understanding where your pelvis is in space. Lower right arm down, and then let's switch. So just notice, does that left hip want to come with you for the twist? Try not to let it. And then reach the left arm up. Unwind, soften a little bit more through the knees, and then slowly roll up to stand, stacking vertebra by vertebra, coming all the way up into Tadasana. From here, let's find our sun salutations, 2 rounds of sun salutation A. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, maybe touching palms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, fingertips to mat or hands to shins. And then exhale, stepping back to plank. Let's lower all the way onto the belly. Inhale, come up into baby cobra. Really try and press the tops of your feet into the mat using the strength of your low back to lift you. So we're not pressing strongly through the hands. You want to test this by lifting up the palms. You should be able to stay upright. All right, lower the head down, tuck your toes, and come on back into downward facing dog. Take any movement that feels good for you. Waking up the backs of the legs. And then come into stillness. Let's just take one more deep breath here. And then at the very bottom of your breath out, this is where we transition. Bend your knees, look forward. Take 2 big steps to the top of the mat, then inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising up to stand, lifting the arms. Exhale, hands through prayer, Tadasana. Again, inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, flat back, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank, maybe taking chaturanga this time, finding that shift forward, bending at the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 2 more breaths here. All right, let's find our flow. Inhale, right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. From here, bend into your right knee, open up your hip. Okay, returning to a neutral hip, re-extend the leg. And then bring your knee in towards your chest, stepping your foot in between your hands, turning your back heel down. Let's cartwheel all the way up into Warrior 2. Take a moment to refine. Peek down at your big toe. Can you see it? Softening shoulders away from the ears, but extending strongly out through the hands. Tilting tailbone down to the mat. Drawing the ribs in like you're wearing a corset. Softly gazing over the middle finger of the right hand. Extend through your right leg. Heel toe the back foot in a little bit. Setting up for triangle. From here, bump your hips back. Reach forward, forward, forward. And then lower your right hand down to the right shin. Maybe catching hold of the ankle. Or looping peace fingers around big toe. We're here for 5 breaths. Try and stack shoulders. Legs are active. All right, Use the strength of your core to lift on up, and we're coming all the way into reverse triangle, finding a mudra, placing the thumb and tip of the index finger together. And then upright your spine, turn your right toes forward to face the long edge of your mat, and we'll take a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, hands to waist. Exhale, hinge from the hips, lower down. Notice if one foot is a little bit ahead of the other. Wiggle around so they're in line, and lower your fingertips down in line with toes. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, forward, taking the crown of your head down towards the mat. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Inhale, lift halfway. Let's find some twists, similar to like what we did in the forward fold. You're placing your left fingertips directly under your face, right hand to right hip, and then begin to twist a little bit to the right, reaching that right arm up. Keeping the spine nice and long. And then another little twist from here. Your right arm is going to thread underneath the left, catching hold of your left ankle. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. And to deepen this, you're going to try and bend your right elbow down towards your mat. And release. Inhale, half lift. Stay there. Take your hands to your hips, and then slowly, slowly lift on up. Turn your right toes to face the front of your mat and rebend into that right knee. And let's come into reverse warrior. Back into warrior 2. And then side angle. Option here to play over bind, maybe wrapping that top arm around the back, maybe wrapping right arm under right leg, catching the fingertips, broadening through collarbones, turning gaze up. Recommit to your lunge. All right, if you've got the bind, unwind, make your way into a runner's lunge. And then step on back into downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, shake the hips, find some twists, whatever movement feels good for you. And then come into a place of stillness. Let's take one more breath. And then we'll flow on the second side. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Bend into the left knee. Open up left hip. Come back into neutral, re-extend the leg, and then take your knee in towards your chest, stepping the left foot in between your hands, cartwheel up into warrior 2. Finding those refinements. There's always work to do in warrior 2. And let's make our way into triangle pose. Engage your core as you lift up. Coming all the way into reverse triangle, finding that mudra, looking up. And then coming into wide leg forward fold. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold, making sure you're not going to hit your head on any fireplaces that are right in front of you. All right, once you're down, make sure your toes and your fingertips are all in a line. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Notice if your weight is creeping back into the heels, press it forward into the balls of the feet. Legs are active. This can be quite intense on the ankles, this pose. All right, let's inhale, lift up halfway. Let's find our twist going the other way this time. So right fingertips underneath the face, left hand to left hip. Let's begin to turn, twisting from the upper back, and then lift the left arm up. Threading left arm under right, catching right ankle, right arm lifts, twisting the other way. See if you can press, drawing that elbow, left elbow down towards your mat. And then unwind back into your wide leg fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stay there. Take your hands to your hips. Slowly, slowly lift on it. Turn your left toes out, coming back into that warrior two. And then lift on up into reverse warrior. Warrior two. Just for a breath. And let's find extended side angle. Option to play with binds if you bound on the other side. Recommit to that lunge. We're here for one more breath. You're doing so well. All right, release down into runner's lunge. Take a moment and then step on back, down dog. Paddle it out. Do what you need to do. If you need to take child's pose for a moment, go for it. Otherwise, take a moment to breathe in, down dog. And we'll move on your next breath in. Right leg sweeps up towards the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. Step your right foot next to right thumb. Lower your back, knee down. Come on up into a low lunge, lifting up your arms. Hug your inner thighs together. And we'll take a little back bend here, so clasp your fingers apart from your index finger, and then lift up as though you could telescope your spine up and out of your hips, lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. You don't need to bend back much at all. And then release your hands, slowly lower the arms down. All right, and then from here, you're going to extend through the front leg. Sit on back into a half hero pose. You may need to just release your calf from underneath your thigh if this is hurting your knee. Come into Janu Shirshasana instead. Otherwise, if that internal rotation of the leg is okay for you and your knee will fold forward. Turning your sternum to face directly over the right extended leg. Maybe you catch hold of your foot, maybe you don't. right, take your time, lifting up. Sit back, release that left leg. You're just going to cross at the ankles, rocking forward, either into plank if you want to flow through a vinyasa, or coming up straight into a down dog. So you take your choice if you want to flow or come straight into a down dog. And let's find that on the second side. So inhale, left leg sweeps up. Exhale, knee to chest. And then stepping forward, lowering back knee, low lunge. Reaching up your arms. And then we'll find that little back bend, clasping your hands apart from your pointer fingers. Telescoping spine out of the hips to go back. Chest is lifting up towards the ceiling. Arms reach back. And then release. Come into that half hero. Or Janushirshasana. If your knee does not like this pose, do not force it if your knee hurts, please. Okay, folding forward. Slowly lift on up, crossing at the ankles, rocking forward, either flowing through vinyasa or I recommend coming straight into a nice wide knee child's pose. If you're flowing through vinyasa, join us in child's pose once you've finished. You're very welcome to stay in this child's pose for as long as you like. But if you've got places to be, things to do, I know you're busy, and you want to close off your practice with me now, just lift on up onto your knees. Taking a moment with palms facing down, close your eyes. Bringing your hands in prayer in front of your heart. And then lifting your hands up to your third eye space, using the knuckles of your thumb to gently apply a little bit of pressure in that area. Home of the Agni chakra. Taking hands back down in front of the heart. And let's close today's practice with a chant of Om one time. Breathing in to chant. Om. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this class. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one.